Wolfchase Toyota Insider of the Memphis Tiger Network. I'm Jeff Brightwell alongside Melissa McFerrin. And Coach, hard to believe season's already underway, 2 games into it.
Absolutely. We spend so much time getting ready for it, and then all of a sudden it's upon us, and the ball starts rolling, and it doesn't stop until March, hopefully late March.
Yeah, absolutely. It seems like the season gets here a lot quicker now because you, like a lot of teams now, will play a close scrimmage than an exhibition game. So you don't have that maybe drawn out 2-week period of a couple of exhibition games.
Well, and we're playing earlier now.
Right.
Probably the last 3 years we've played earlier. Opening weekend used to be Thanksgiving. Mm-hmm. This year we open on November 8th. That's a dramatic difference. So the basketball season's longer. Players love it. That means off season is shorter. And so we're happy to get it started.
This weekend, 1-1 with a win over East Tennessee on Friday, a loss to Sanford on Sunday afternoon. 2 very tight games, both came down to the wire. Let's go back to East Tennessee, 77-74, overtime win to open up the year.
This was a team that, as you recall, we played them a year ago at their place, and they handed us a loss pretty handily. I was pleased with this game because I think anytime you can get a young team in situations, close games, early in the season, it helps them grow more quickly. Now, would we have liked a comfortable 10-point win? Absolutely, but it wasn't in the cards. So I was pleased that down the stretch we executed some things. It was a close game. It was back and forth the whole way. We went down by 10, I believe, in the second half and found a way to come back and win the game. And largely we did it without Ariel Hearn. So was very, very pleased with that. We had to make some in-game adjustments, particularly in their post play, that proved that we're going to be capable of adjusting. And so I thought it was a great first win and a great overtime, and the players felt good about themselves. And when you're dealing with a young team, we are going to have bumps in the road. There are going to be just unexplainable things that you and I can sit here and talk about, and it should make sense, but it's not going to make sense to a young team. And so as many of those opportunities that we have to grow and mature early in the season and have success, I think will be good for our team.
Turned around and had another close one Sunday. Unfortunately, this time a loss to Samford. And as you mentioned in the post-game show, really the start of the second half was the turning point of the game.
And that was exactly the turning point in the game. Samford is a Princeton offense team, very, very challenging. I thought for the large majority of the game, we handled defending that offense pretty well. We did make some adjustments. I don't know that we ever made a great adjustment in the post. We allowed the ball into the low post a little too often for our liking. And then honestly, 2 of the late baskets that they scored were on misguarding a screen. And that's going to happen at times. But the fact of the matter is we probably had a chance to win the game on the free throw line and missed 2 free throws late. They also missed a late free throw, which gave us another chance. But the first 4 minutes of the second half, really, we gave up 9 unanswered points, I believe. And you can't do that and expect to win against a quality basketball team. They were young too, but Sanford's always a good basketball team. This is not a game where you think you walk in and win. You know you're going to have to work against Sanford to get a win.
Interesting you mentioned with their Princeton-style offense, that first half you had the score up where you wanted to, and you had them hurrying the ball. Second half, just not a lot of points for either team in the second half, and that's kind of where they wanted it.
That's exactly right. And we had, you'll hear me say this, I hope not very much longer, but we had some wasted offensive possessions where it was miscommunication. We didn't get a hand signal in. We went off of a verbal, and it was miscommunicated. Basketball, not unlike football, is a game that sometimes, they call things at the line of scrimmage, and if not everyone hears it, then there's miscommunication. We had some of that. We also, I think, just took some tough shots. We need to get a little bit deeper into the shot clock. We need to begin to create shots for each other and not have to take tough shots. I thought Mariah Rouser, as we know, was named the American Athletic Conference Freshman of the Week. I thought Mariah had a really, really good weekend, probably even more so on the offensive end than on the defensive end. But she hit some really critical shots in both games in the second half. And so we were really pleased with Mariah, but obviously we would have liked 2 wins.
Really happy because we've all seen players come out in their freshman year, play very well, have an injury, and they're just never the same. So it's good to see Mariah to get off to this good start.
That's right. Mariah's a player that plays with a lot of confidence because she puts in the work. So it's not, Mariah doesn't show up on game day expecting to do anything different than she does in practice every day. So I still think that Mariah has another level of explosiveness that she's going to get back. That's showing itself right now more on the defensive end of the floor than the offensive end, and asking her to guard the ball. So, but Mariah's going to give it an honest day's work, and I'm happy to see her getting off to a great start.
We've got some news off the court that's going to translate on the court. Jezreel Swain, transfer back from Binghamton University, has been cleared, and that'll give you a little bit more depth.
Jezreel Swain, we haven't seen her in uniform yet, obviously. She'll suit up first at Wright State. We're excited. She is a fourth-year Division I player. Came back to Memphis because of some health issues in her family. We were hoping to get her cleared for opening weekend. It didn't happen until Monday of this week, but she is a defensive presence. She's a rebounding presence. She's a slashing presence. She's a lane runner presence. And she just brings the work ethic and experience of a fourth-year Division I player. And Binghamton had some success. That's not a name that we know really well in the South here, but on the East Coast, Binghamton is a name that you know that they win and they produce a pretty good basketball team year in and year out. So we're excited to have Jezreel Swain in uniform, and she's obviously very excited.
Well, she might get some minutes, I guess, as you mentioned. Friday night it'll be a 6 o'clock Central, 7 o'clock Eastern start up in Dayton against Wright State. It's a team that you got pretty good at the Fieldhouse last year, and I'm sure they'll be looking to maybe get back at that.
I've actually already seen that video, and it was a very high-scoring game. I think it was 48-38 at the half, and then we came out after halftime and hit shots and put some things on them. So I think it was a 109-66 final. They've got a wonderful, wonderful guard in Kim Deming, I believe her name is, and just ultra quick. They've got 2 transfers now that are eligible, one from Florida State that now is starting at the point for them, so Deming's playing off the basketball. They're a dribble drive team, so we're going to have some sense of what we have to guard, but when you've got 2 ultra quick guards and you're playing dribble drive, even if you know what they're doing, it's going to be a handful for us. So it'll be an important week. We've got 3 days to get ready for Wright State, and we're going to need to go on the road and play well.
And then you got Jackson State Monday night at the Fieldhouse at 7 o'clock. But I guess the important thing for the weekend is see this team on the road for the first time.
The road is a strange place for young teams sometimes. I'm not going to use that as an excuse, though. This is a young team that has a lot of players that played a lot of minutes last year. We won games on the road last year, so we're going to need to play well, and we're going to expect to play well against Wright State.
All right, Coach, best of luck this weekend. We'll see you next week.
Thanks, Jeff.
That is Head Coach Melissa McFerrin. I'm Jeff Brightwell with the Wolfchase Toyota Insider on the Memphis Tiger Network.